Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valerie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby. Hubby. My awesome hubby. And we are doing blonde hair today. A couple people at the end of chat last night said they wanted hair, so we're going to focus on the hair. Now, what I wanted to show, he does have light brown hair, but when light's not hitting it, it's not as light as you'd think it is. So we have to pay attention to where those shadows are. And I think we'll see it better here. Yep. And go from there. It's easier than you may think. So I'm just letting the 18S heat up. And I think we're going to go a little higher, 2.5. And we will start in this dark area. It might be hard to see. Somebody left. Alright, so we'll just get it in there. And these are the darkest shadows that we really want. We are live, right?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. Seems a bit odd. So getting in these darks. I wasn't able to work on this last night. It was just too hot. Too hot. So this helps negative burn around the finger that's right here. I'm going to zoom in.
It's the right day, right?
Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, because we were live last night. So all I'm doing is putting the big clumps because we don't see any loose hair except for on his forehead, the bangs. So one thing I'm doing wrong that I see is I'm not following the direction of the hair like it should be, like this, because it's going around his head. So do this. Get some of this in. I can go a little darker actually. Bump up for these shadows at the very back up to 3. Alright. Get these in, following the direction. And then I can get rid of some of this graphite. This is all hair in here except for right here. So just get that in there. And around the hand. And some of the lighter ones we can do thinner strokes and get a lighter burn around it. Right now just blocking in so that I don't have to worry. I can erase and get rid of the graphite. And then, so I would keep doing the darker hair in groups like this. And then for the lighter stuff, we do have on the forehead, we got some right here, is a bit of negative burn, quick strokes, so I don't have to keep adjusting my heat. And get that underneath. And then lighter is fast strokes. And then as we darken around it, it will appear later. Maybe YouTube is just not telling people anymore. A bit frustrating. So we got a dark shadow here. And see, we have the lights right here. So let's use quick strokes. And it's the edge and kind of the tip. It's hard to explain. Going with the direction of the hair. I almost said fur. People for use quick strokes. So we want those lighter ones. Going in the direction. Remember, hair changes directions all over the place. And now it's also going over the N and the A. And we do see it, so we'll get that in there. And it's very wispy. So quick strokes. And this is darker here. And it's just going to be a back and forth. Flip my photo so I can... So much going on in my brain. Here we go.
Josh is here.
Hey, Joshua. Has school started back up for you? Because maybe he's on a lunch break. Yeah. So just quick strokes, just laying it in, making sure we get the darks where they're at. They don't have to be detailed right now. Just laying them in there. Excuse me. And then under here, we have some dark hair. We need to go with the flow. Block it in. Because then I will put in the lettering on the forehead, but I'm not sure. It's pretty dark. It's almost as dark as her sleeve.
Oh, that's a Sharpie.
Yeah, it's a Sharpie, so but I don't want to... Well, it is overpowering. It's the purpose of it, I guess. So.
Well, I guess you could dial it back a little bit to make it not so prominent.
Well, based on my photo, my reference, it's the same as for the shadow in her arm, the shadow over here, and some shadow in her hair, so it, and the Sharpie itself, so it does balance it out. It would probably feel more wrong or overwhelming if there wasn't the other darks. But I'm not going to stress about it right now.
Josh says no, school starts in a little less than a week.
Oh.
And Sheila Edwards is here.
Hey, Sheila.
And she says she's late. She was watching last night. Which we appreciate.
Yes, and I just realized I was off. There we go. So I'm just blocking in my darks, going in the direction, getting some thinner lines just so I can see what's going on. Because I am going to have to bump up the heat for this back part of his head. Just because it's blonde doesn't mean it doesn't have darks. And I think sometimes people have a problem with that because they think blonde, light hair, so everything will be light. And depending on how the lighting is hitting that hair, you can have some really deep darks in there that if you don't have them in, it kind of feels washed out and faded. But if you can get those darks in,
yeah,
it makes it look so much better. It always seems to make things better when you get the contrast right. So just blocking in quickly. Because in fact some of this, tonal wise, is going to stay about the same. Let's see here. So now, right here where the hair is, we also have a shadow from her lace. Actually, no, that's his hair. That's his hair coming off the side.
Andrea told us here.
Hey, Andrea. Was YouTube just not talking to people today? I'm just curious. Just curious. Let's see here. So his head is right here. So we got some hair. Tap in along the edge because that helps define his face as well. It's important information that we want. Get that in there. Okay, I'm going off into the lace, so gotta be careful. Sometimes if you're not sure a transition, it's okay to wait on that transition until you get other information in, and then it dawns on you what needs to go where.
Oh.
Sometimes just skipping that part for now helps. Let's get some of this in there. Like here we've got a dark, but I can't tell if it's lace. Normally I have my, when I'm working, I have my photo zoomed in on my monitor that's right there, but I can't do that while live.
She got a reminder from YouTube.
Okay.
So that's good.
I guess maybe a busy day for people. Yeah, it is nice to know that YouTube at least did a little bit of his job.
Yeah.
Alright. Trying to get out and block in as much as I can so I can erase. Because once I erase, then I can darken. And things will start looking right. Because right now, of course, it doesn't. It looks like a bunch of blobs. But that's really all hair is a bunch of blobs.
Well, you did a really good job with it.
I'm moving very quickly. Let's see here. What kind of part is that? His hair is definitely a mess. So I'm trying to make sure I don't lose her fingers. Let's see here. Finger here. But the hair curls around. So we need to get that curl in. Curl it around. He makes it go all over the place. I mean, he is food right now. You need to get that messy hair in there. And because I'm moving so quickly, this 3 doesn't look very dark. And then we have a highlight that's right here. So I'm just going to sketch it in with my pen. Let's see here. Hair over her finger. Comes up. And even what looks dark now is going to be lighter as those darks build up. And we're starting to get ahead. We know there's a person there now, kind of. Oh, there. Now we know there's a person.
Yeah. Andrea says she lost track of time. She was burning something alive. That's good, right?
Yeah, that's really good. Really, really good. It happens. Let's get some of this in here. I don't want to lose. Alright, so I think I have enough information that I can do some erasing.
Thanks for the thumbs up, guys.
Thank you.
Means a lot.
Yes, it does. Alright, let's get some of this graphite off. Gotta remember the hand. Don't want to erase that because I don't have it in.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm just going to work on building up. So, like I said, blonde hair, light hair, just means it has some lighter areas. But even if you look at the roots of a true blonde, the roots are darker. And you can see the different sections. And I'm bumping up to almost 4 because I do have some good darks in here that need to be darkened up. Let's see here. So we'll just start over here. Making strokes kind of with the tip. Oh, this one's hard to explain. So if the pen is up, I've got it angled so a lot of the tip is touching down, but I'm also getting kind of a sharper stroke along the edge. If that makes sense. It's hard to explain sometimes what the pen is doing.
Yeah.
Or what I'm doing with the pen. Put some of these darks in here. Even if I kind of mess up, it's not like I can't do a little bit of scratching to get it out. Get some highlights. So I'm not going to stress about that. This is separated. See, now it kind of looks outlined. If I go over it, kind of smooth it out, blend out some of these. See, this gets lighter. Careful with that. Don't want to go too dark. You gotta fold there. Yeah, see, his hair is just going all over the place. And that needs to go up higher, but... So now I'm going to slow down. And get some more of these darks in here. And hopefully we'll see a difference. If I don't mess it up too much. Josh, have you been watching the show with Dad, or are you not allowed to watch the vampires yet? He is 16 and it is mature audiences only. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's pretty explicit.
It is.
A lot of profanity.
No, I don't.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, I think it has more to do with the other things. We just finished watching the full 2 seasons for a 3rd time. Let's see here. Alright, let's get some of this in, because right now it looks really awkward. So you don't see every hair. You see these clumps, and some hairs may stand out. So it's totally cool to put those in. But sometimes it can be too much. Follow the direction. Fade some in. Kind of smooth it out a little bit. Make a mess. You're still on camera.
Yes.
I'm just making sure because I just realized there was...
Oh, he says we have one more episode left. Alright.
Who's your favorite character, Josh? Well, he is 16. It's not like they're saying anything he hasn't heard before.
That's true.
And as long as he knows it's just a joke and not real,
Well, I'm sure that's true.
then I think it's fine.
Though
it is real. We bought vampire teeth.
I was watching an interview with Jermaine, and he was referring to it as a documentary. And he said we have to be careful with the vampires so we don't get eaten.
So ready to watch the show again.
Yeah,
it's just funny.
This.
With lunch. You said we could watch it with lunch.
Yep.
I'm curious who Josh's favorite character is. Alright. We still have a bunch of... Let's see here. See, that's a light. So I need to be careful not lose it. But it's not like super light. Let's see. I'm just using the tip and trying to darken up along the edge here. And then in some of the places where I want highlights, just using the edge of the pen puts a nice stroke down without it being too dark. Don't lose the finger. Don't lose the fingers. It's so nice when I can wipe all this down.
He has only one episode left. That means that they just get done watching The Witches.
The Witches. Yes, they did. So we have a thumb here. We have dark hair in here. So might as well make sure that. All right. We get the dark in here, so we can see where all this hair is going. And just using the edge to get some of the darker hairs in there, and then I'll go back over it to kind of not blend it, but make it fuzzed out so it's not so much detail. This. See, I may be going the wrong direction. It's kind of hard to see in this shadow. And the thumb's right here. Yeah, I didn't realize he was watching it.
That's cool.
Let's see, the phone actually goes over the nail. So remember all these different angles. Right now that looks really rough, so I need to... I am having a little harder time because I'm just working off this printout.
He likes Mandor.
Mandor?
Me too.
Well, I plan on burning all of them. I mean, not so they're not able to make the show anymore, but... Alright. Let's break up this area. That looks like a mess.
Why would you burn vampires? Why would you do that to them?
Nandor is so funny. He's a simple vampire. Alright, so one thing that'll help here is if I do some negative burning of her jacket around the hair. That'll lift it up. Because we've got... So I'll have to take my time with this heat so I can get it darker. It's going to be the same around her hair. But once I do this, you will see more of what his head is doing.
Well, it's certainly looking really good. I'm still working on mine. I was going to work on it today, but I had other stuff.
It's hard when it's hot. It's hard when it's hot. Alright. So even around her hair, I need to go... I'm going to have to fade some of her hair in, just like his, this way. I know where things are. Nice and slow. Just taking my time, letting the pen do all the work. Again, this is at 3.5, and I'm on basswood, so it always seems to burn nicer. Her hair will be completely blended back in here. Let's see here. I'm going to put in some of these darks into the hair. Let's see this. So we know that's dark there. So now, same heat. I'm just going to move quicker. Kind of blend in these darks. Because we can see them. They are pretty dark. Because there's no light hitting the top of his head. Plus, we're getting cast lighting off her jacket and her. So it darkens all this up. But as you darken and balance back and forth, it all starts making sense. Yeah. Just give yourself a break. Alright. See her hand. Because she's also got jewelry, so I'm trying to be careful and not lose it. Darken up the shadow here of the hair. All these darks will start making sense. Stick with it. In actuality, excuse me, I'm trying to see. Can't really see on that photo either. I may have gotten a little off with the direction here.
Well,
his hair.
Yeah, it's hair.
because he kind of has a point, and I got off. But luckily, sometimes these mistakes are easier to BS.
Yeah.
You guys know because I told you. But if I showed it to you all finished, I don't think most would notice. And that's why I don't always get upset with some of my pieces I've messed up on, because it's only me seeing it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Just change the direction, kind of blend it off into it, because all of this needs to be dark anyway. Bring it in. So this is blonde hair, but it looks dark because of the situation.
I'd be curious because this is... Wait, do you have a full color of it?
I do. It's
I wonder
folded.
if it's like ginger hair.
It's hard to tell based on the color of the lighting and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be ginger. I was just thinking it was dark brown.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
What I can do is I can do this so they can see. There we go. To me, it looks like it would be a medium brown that could have some red in it. Alrighty. Once I can just sit down with this piece and finish getting things blocked in, I do need to put something in the background.
Yeah.
That I haven't done yet. It's relative to the show. Kind of an Easter egg.
Oh, that would be cool.
So I do need to... You know what it is.
Hmm?
You know what it is.
What, you're going to put in the background?
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about a couple things.
Let's see here.
Can you give me a hint without spoiling it?
That's what I'm trying to think of a hit without spoiling it.
Person?
Yes and no. Yes and...
Oh, yeah, okay. Alright.
Yes and no, a person. See, and as we put this in, and the dark goes in, I'll fade that out a bit. But it is starting to look like hair.
Yep, it does.
There we go. We'll back it up
So
this way.
You can tell the perspective now.
Yeah, you can see once I put his forehead in and the writing, and get some of the surrounding more in, because even that needs to go darker.
So one thing that struck me when I was going over this is that she is either really small, or that dude's head is a pretty big head.
Well, if you...
And then it's also the perspective as well.
Yeah, the perspective. His head is closer than her
I feel like
head.
that dude in real life is like a really tall dude with a really big head.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, he's also pushed back in here, so it makes her head look a little smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you look at how the lighting is for her, I mean, I can see the line for where her hair stops. That's just because this is the lighter version. But his head is closer than her head.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well,
her nails are red.
Yeah, her nails are red.
In the sepia version, you used to have the one thumbnail that is kind of like light.
This
the other
one?
ones look dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how red translates.
Interesting.
Red is one of those that you think it's going to be something different, and then you translate it into sepia, and it looks completely different.
We're at 30 minutes.
Yeah. And that's why it is important to have the sepia just for the tonal, whereas I can see more detail with the color. So I will get the rest of her in, and him in, and the hand, because that's everything we've gone over. I have been filming this off live. That way I can put a speed version of this one up.
Okay.
So I recorded all this, and her face has got to go darker, and a lot of work. Yeah, because once I darken around his face, he's going to start standing out more.
Okay.
Because the darks are going to push those lights forward. But blonde hair is burned the exact same way. You just, as it is dark, just, I don't want to say quicker strokes to have it lighter. But blonde still has a lot of tone to it. So I think next week will probably be the lace. I've got to change the background just right here. Gotta figure out how I'm going to do that. Or should I put it here or here?
What's that?
The Easter egg. Should I put it here or here? Like peeking around.
That might be cool.
That might be cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, other than that, thank you, Andrea, Sheila, and Josh for joining us.
Yeah.
Been kind of a weird day today.
Thank you for the thumbs up.
Thank you. And we will see you next week.
Don't forget to tell them.
Don't forget. Say it with me. You are awesome. You can do this. Why? Because you're a pyro artist and I went too fast. Happy burning. Don't forget to hit like. Bye.